Hey, what's going on? This is Martin now from fourcornersports.com, and welcome to this July 22nd edition of It Was a Good Day in Sports. And today, we are going to be once again talking about baseball. And if you haven't read my latest blog yet, I talk about the close race in the NL Central. And if we go to the standings, Milwaukee has had their share of losses with their 6-game losing streak, but they won today against the Phillies 9-8, which is still a tight score, but they are 1 game ahead of the Cubs, and the Cubs actually won today against the Cardinals 3-2, and they actually got all of the runs in the game were in the 8th inning, and it was on a Zobrist RBI double, a Chris Bryant RBI single, and a Anthony Rizzo RBI double to give the Cubs the 3-2 lead. And we actually have a third contender in the NL Central race, and that would be the Pittsburgh Pirates. And as of now, they are 3 games behind in the NL Central, and they just lost against the Rockies 7-3. But this is actually a pretty tight race in all of baseball. And if we look at each of the rivals' upcoming schedules, so for the Brewers, they have one more game against Philly tomorrow at 10:35 Pacific. They then go to Washington for a 3-game series against the Nationals, and then they will be back at home at Miller Park for a 3-game series against the Chicago Cubs. And that series will pretty much prove who is the best in the NL Central by far. And that'll be a pretty good test for them. Also, after that series, there will be a series against the Cardinals at home, and then they will do interleague play against the Rays at Tampa and the Minnesota Twins at Minnesota. And for the Cubs, they will have the Sunday night game against St. Louis tomorrow, and they will actually split up the White Sox series. So they will have 2 games at Wrigley, and then the other 2 will be in South Chicago. And then, like I said, they will have the Brewers series in Milwaukee, and they will be back home against the second place Diamondbacks, and then they have the Nationals in Washington, I believe. No, at Chicago. And then they will go to the Diamondbacks in Arizona. So that is a pretty rough upcoming schedule for the Cubs going into August, and but they are 1 game behind, and they could definitely take the division lead in these next couple of days, so watch out for that. And for the Pirates, theirs is actually a pretty easy schedule too, I heard. So they will have one more game at the Rockies, and then they have the fifth place Giants at San Francisco, and then the fourth place Padres, and then they've got divisional series against Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, and then they will be at home against the Padres and the Tigers, and they will then go to Toronto in mid-August. So that's probably the easiest schedule for them, considering that the teams that they're going to be playing are in either third, fourth, or fifth place. So, yeah. And in other news, we currently have an AL matchup. It's the Yankees and Mariners tied at 5, top of the 10th, 2 outs. And speaking of a walk-off, Flores, I don't know who he is, but he's from the Mets, and he got a walk-off home run. So that puts the Mets at 45-50 in the NL East. And the Brewers game, if we go back to that, they had a 6-0 lead going into the 5th inning. Herrera caught a home run to right. Travis Shaw got a solo shot to right that actually got pretty close from being off the wall. He stood there thinking it was a double, but the umpires got together and said that he did get a home run. So, yeah. And then the Phillies actually came back. It was 8-8 in the 8th, and then Domingo Santana got the go-ahead RBI single to give the Brewers the 9-8 win and 1 game ahead of the Cubs. So that's pretty much it, I think, for today for this episode of It Was a Good Day in Sports. If you haven't got the chance to read my blog about my analysis on each of the 3 NL Central teams in this tight NL Central race, it's called Yo-Ho, Yo-Ho, A Baseball Life for Me. I kind of did a pun on there. But you can read that at fourcornersports.com/blog. That is the number 4cornersports.com/blog, all one word. And I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys for the next episode of It Was a Good Day in Sports. So I will see you.